My name's Callum Preston. I'm an artist from Melbourne, Australia. I've had a lot of different jobs, which has led me to here. This is The Shack. It's my studio, design office, workshop, and it's where I do my job day to day. I'm inviting talented people to come in and chat about all things work and jobs, and to perform just for you, live here in my studio. This is The Shack Sessions. Joining me today is James Alex from Philadelphia band Beach Slang. James.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me today.
Thanks for coming down.
Of course.
So I wanted to talk to you about work and jobs.
Sure.
What was your first job?
I delivered newspapers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And this is in Philadelphia?
Yeah, well, suburbs.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like 14.
So summer, winter, no matter what?
Oh, yeah. I was paid pretty poorly given conditions. I'd be out there slinging the news around. And then I went into a supermarket. I would just, put new groceries on the shelf. I did that for a good bit. Yeah, just knocked around in sort of like odd jobs here and there. I think the only real job I've ever had is being a graphic designer.
Oh, okay.
I mean, everything before then was just sort of like, just enough to pay the bills to go on a tour or like some trip.
I've talked about that with a few people, but the job choice is less about the quality of the job and more about the flexibility of getting out of there to go on tour.
Without a doubt. Where can I work where I'm going to be able to split regularly?
Yeah,
for sure.
So graphic design, you were doing that while touring as well?
Yeah. I remember okay, if I'm gonna if I need to find a way to keep the bills on it, it's not my guitar, right? And then it was like, oh wow, now here's this mobile profession, right, where I can be out on tour. I'll do like all the art and sort of branding or whatever for Beach Slang. Invariably, we get asked the question like, who does your stuff? And it's like,
yeah,
I do that, man. Let's talk, So it's like, it's been good for me in that way.
If you never found music, you never picked up a guitar, what direction do you think that your career would have headed?
I want to think art, I just would have applied myself to the arts a little bit more, but I don't know, man, because, it was like rock and roll sort of helped me find art, like print art and things like that. The necessity of having to make like show flyers. I mean, if I really scale back to before when I picked up the guitar, I don't know, man, I was kind of directionless until I found rock and roll. I really don't know where I would have ended up.
The night is alive, it's loud and I'm drunk. Kissing a mic, singing about us. The songs that I make, I barely rehearse them. They're hardly mistakes, they're meant to be honest. Way out of tune, turned up to 11, floating around noisy heaven. Most of the words stuck in my mouth, but I mean all the ones that punch their way out. Heads are blurry, our hearts are sure things. I bet on you to make me nervous, to stay dangerous. Good love is not safe. And I'm drunk.